Okay, hot diggity dog. All right, we're in. Hey, it's the Adept here. And we're looking at a couple of things today. Well, we're looking at one. We're going to build another. Yeah, this is neither of them. This, of course, is the Agar. And it has the EC on it. We were talking about it. I decided to put it back on here, so. The only thing that really makes a lot of noise is the enter key. I don't know why. But anyway. That is not why we're here. I think today we're going to start off, and I was thinking about this, with the unboxing. Do the unboxing first. Play with this a little bit. Now this is not a sponsored stream, and they did not send this to me. I did buy this with my own money. It is just something that looked kind of interesting to me. I have the Galaxy 80, and now I have the Galaxy 70, and now I have the Galaxy 100 Lite. So the Galaxy 100 Lite is big improvement over the other two iterations that I own because it has the VIA support. But otherwise, well, and the fact that my 80 is not a wireless. But we'll take a look and see. So, okay. Boom. Card with the manual, the JSON file, and VIA. That's actually kind of handy since obviously Epomaker has yet to properly register their keyboards with QMK, so you need the JSON file in order to do it. Here's their extensive manual, which is written in several languages. Let's go ahead and open this up. See what we got. We have a keycap switch puller. We have Mac-based keycaps. We have two replacement switches. The switches in this keyboard are the Marble White by Epomaker, which were recommended to me for this particular keyboard, and I decided to just go with it. And a braided keycap switch puller, which has the dongle connected. I don't like this because I mean, it would be better if it were in the keyboard. Anyway, let's see. We have the keyboard and nothing else. Let's go ahead and put the manual back. We'll put this box back. Move this off to the side. This is the black colorway, and I just ripped it. Let's do that. Let's just rip it. All right. So, yeah. I kind of like the gradient. The knob is good. It's a good size, but I question how they placed it. Can you see that? So it looks like it should be a little bit more to the right. Weird. Let's take a look at that side profile. Standard box on wedge. Take a look at the back. You have USB C port, as well as your switch for Bluetooth or wireless or wired, which is center. So we can switch it to wireless. Nice RGB. Okay. So this flashing here indicates that it's waiting for a wireless connection. These are die-sub PBT keycaps. And check out their measurements. A good 1.6 millimeters thick, which I would expect on die-sub keycaps. But I don't know if it's really coming through. But if you look at these 2 or 3 keys, I guess, you'll see that the printing alignment is off on these keys. So this G is a little bit to the right. The H is a lot to the right. The J looks a little bit more towards the center. The K, they're just kind of all over the place. They look like they're, maybe it's just the way they're printed, but most of them seem to be a little bit aligned to the right instead of centered on the key. But some of them, like, 5 for instance, and F. So if you look at the F and the J, maybe they're the same. Maybe it's just me. But let's do a stock typing test. Get these guys up here. We'll pause the music. And we'll do a quick typing test. Interesting. So, I don't know if it's in alignment, and we'll find out once we take it apart. But some of these keys are rubbing. And interesting. Okay. Well, on that, let's go ahead and see how we take this bad boy apart. Looks like there are going to be 6 screws total. They are Phillips head, which should be you. See if you're a good fit for this Phillips head. You seem to be good. They are magnetic. Woohoo. Let me get that music started again. All right. Yeah, this is the back, if you're interested. Doesn't have any nice design like the 80 and the 70 did. Just information. As a matter of fact, this doesn't have any of the interesting design, like the thing on the front, on here. Although I kind of like this angle on the side. It's kind of interesting. Go ahead and move the knob. We should be able to lift this up, and we can. Move Rice's keycap out of the way. So there's a little bit of wiggle, so we'll see if we can get it to align better. That's interesting. There are 3 LEDs here, but there is nothing for them. There's no hole. Anyway, interesting. So as you can see, it is a little sock gasket mount here. Then there is this relief cut here, but since the poles are here right next to the socks, this relief cut isn't gonna do anything. It's just there for cosmetics, I guess. And then on the bottom there is one big JST connector. Then there is a PET sheet, which I'm probably going to see if I can leave out. See if it shorts against the bottom, which I suspect it won't. There looks like there's enough clearance, because that might actually change the sound signature significantly, since it's got all of these ridges in the bottom, which might be interesting. There's also this little open cell foam, which is not actually adhered to the bottom. It's just there. Then we have our PCB. Let's see. Did they leave us any presents? They did not. So there is no options for splitting. However, it does support plate-mounted stabilizers, so that's awesome. Except for the zero. Zero key, which is located here, has to be plate mounted. That's weird, and I guess it's a choice. That's funny. Okay, so yeah, that's the PCB. There's your JST connector. You can see it's a big boy. Let's go ahead and remove this. Move you guys. Put you back over here. Although, do I want to change? I don't want to change anything. Well, let's just take it apart. because I did have a plan of changing out the switches and the keycaps for some HMX Chew and some Ghost Judge Salon. Now I'm wondering if I really need to, want to, gotta have to. Raise the music a little bit. Kind of went with a different vibe today on the music. Quality control sticker fell off. All right. Here we can get a better look at the gaskets. The bumper design on it is kind of interesting, and probably will do more than this relief cut. Alright. Moving right along. Moving right along. Is this actually branded Epomaker? It's not. This is a Fecker switch. Which is interesting. I've not actually encountered a non-Hall effect Fecker switch. I imagine that they were out there, but it's actually the first one I've ever seen. Actually, I have a better container for this. I'm running out of space in this one, so I'll grab a bigger one. Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Not much bigger, but still bigger. That will work. It should contain numpad. Can't stop it. Can only hope to contain it. Interesting and kind of an old school choice to decide to go with a vertically mounted plus an enter key on the numpad. Most of them now point this way. I've seen some actually point that way, but point is not up or down. Which, if you do not have a thinner like this one switch puller, if you have like a fat one that comes with whatever, it's really hard to get in there for that. Alright, so that's all the switches, and I think let's put this back on, keep you all together. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, da, ba, ba, ba. I don't know that I'm loving it, but you know. There are, looks like 6 Phillips head screws here. Which will be trying to keep the plate together. Again, this is a polycarbonate plate. You have to be really careful with these screws and try and find the right size screwdriver, because as we're going to see, these are just pointy Phillips head screws. They're probably soft metal, which means they're going to be prone to stripping. Alright, so now we should be able to remove our plate. And there it goes. And then our plate foam, which has this plastic backing. And our PE sheet. And finally, our PET sheet. We're going to take out the PET sheet. I've become disenamored with the PET sheet. So, alright. Now, what do I want to do with this? We're going to put back in the PE and a plate. And then, let's take a look. Is this a 1.2? It is a 1.2 millimeter plate. So, no, I guess we're not going to replace that. because I think I do have a 1.2. That's a 1.6. That's a 1.6. You are 1.2. How many do I have? I think I only have 3 in here. Yeah. No. I'll save it for a 60% that I've got at some point. Or something. Something. Alright. So if that's the case, then we're just going to put this back together without the PET sheet. I didn't see, or I didn't hear any noticeable stab pinging, which is good. All right. Hey, I got another viewer, whoever you are. Hello. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Don't lose the screw. See, the biggest thing is that if taking this apart and putting it back together too many times, you're going to strip either the screw or this soft polycarbonate screw hole. So try not to over screw, because that's bad. Nobody likes over screwing. Everyone will tell you that. I think I'm going to double check this one. Yeah. Funny story. See how that gasket just popped off like that on the Rainy? They were like super rubber. My favorite layout is an FRL 1800. So similar to this, but with no function row. And welcome. How are you doing today? Glasses back on your head. Okay, so we have it back together with no PET sheet. I am going to run and grab those switches. I will be right back. I will actually just leave this here. Okay, I'm back. These are HMX Chew, also known as First Encounter switches. They are a collaboration with HMX and Finkeys. Well, you just push the numbers. Just kidding. I am in IT, and I do a lot of entering in ticket numbers. So using the numpad is much better than using the numero for that. Okay. Yeah, otherwise, I generally just go with like a 65% because I do like having an arrow cluster. Although recently I have been using my agar, which is currently configured for EC. It was configured for MX, but I popped back in my EC plate, the daughter board. It's a very comfortable typing experience. The agar, which is an HHKB as well. So there's that. I have it right here. So what do you like about the HHKB layout? You have the agar too. Nice. What color? Well, I hope I have enough. I guess I didn't count them. I guess I just assumed I always have enough of these. And do you have the burgundy? Oh, that was like, I was so close to getting the burgundy. I went with the green instead. I'm normally a blue fan, but the burgundy with the copper and the green with the copper, you have the MX. The burgundy with the copper and the green with the copper were just so good. Also the purple, like there were so many good color ways, like color shades for the agar, and I think it's and I think that unibody construction, the way they have it designed, is so nice. What switches are you using in it? I've been thinking about getting the Agar Mini too. That's it's one of those keyboards that's on my list if I can swing it. It's such a hard decision because I'm not generally a 40s guy, and then like a 40s HHKB seems kind of oh yeah, definitely should have enough switches for this build. W1 diamonds. I don't think I've ever heard of those. Who makes those? I have no keyboard. That makes this tougher. I'm not going to do that. And let me get this out of the way too for the time being. I have some 40s. I have it. Having a numpad with a 40 makes it a lot easier for me. I have the elongate keyboard. W1 is the maker. Interesting. I'll look those up in just a second. Really been going hard on these on HMX switches recently, so. But I am always willing to take a look at something else. How would you describe the diamonds? Are they higher end, higher pitched, lower pitched, clicky? Exactly. No. The butters, huh? I still need to buy enough. By the way, hey Sarah. I still need to buy enough autumns to fill out a keyboard. That I just don't know what I would put them in. That's your favorite HMX. This is my favorite HMX right now. Although the Lunar Stones kind of has been moving into that place, but for keyboards with RGB, I mean the milky housings on the HMX2s really pull the RGB and make it better. All right, so which we'll see in just a little bit. All right. Right, got that in. So I've just removed all the PET sheets from this board. And we're going to see if we can get it to set properly, because there was some rubbing. Up anywhere? Nope, I don't think so. All right, before I move on with this, I gotta go grab something. I will be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. The Industrial Revolution, neither industrial nor revolution. Okay, and I am back. Sorry about that. I had a delivery. So, here's something I wanted to experiment with real quick. Y'all will let me. I am curious as to whether or not this keyboard accepts M2 screws. What do y'all think? Think it's gonna work? Yeah! So, we'll just go ahead and upgrade these to hexes. Don't know why Epomaker did not do this, why I'm doing this for them, but I am. So, you know, if you decide to get this board, which, you know, for the price, it seems like a pretty nice board, even out of the box. If the little adjustment we made to the fit on the numpad Oh yeah, you missed it, Sarah. So you can use PCB mounted. Hey, Beast Mode, what's up? You can use PCB mounted stabilizers on this keyboard on everything but the 0 on the numpad. You don't want a PCB mounted stabilizer on that anyway, did you? Which seems kind of silly. Silly on the same level as oh, what was it? There was another Epomaker keyboard where they Let's make sure this works real quick before I start putting stuff in. Ooh, that's bright. That's gonna be nice. How are you doing today, Beast Mode? So the keycaps we're going to be using are going to be the Ghost Judge Salon. This is essentially a clone set, double shot PBT, offered through KP Republic, and I really like these keycaps. They have a good selection of colors. I'm doing all right today. Oh yeah, but we'll deal with it after. Ad break coming. I think the problem is that it's cheap. Get what you pay for, man. I don't know if we have any Team Green people out there. The next keyboard actually also will not be blue. It will be red. Because we're going to put Livy on Rose on it with Cosmic Purple switches. I'm very excited about that keyboard. I'm very excited about this keyboard. It's actually pretty nice, but I'm more excited about the NotForSam. Not even step caps. Although it's not as bad as that other one where I had to cut out the piece so that we could put in step caps because they had step caps on the PCB, but the plate wasn't cut right. Anyway, can't remember which one that was, but it was also an Epomaker. They just have some of the weirdest oddball design choices. I can't wait for, and I think Beast Mode's going to back me up here, I can't wait for the ASCII F. Although, my Athena 1800 finally shipped. So, that is super exciting. Did you ordered the Manta? I couldn't afford a Manta, so I have to envy everyone else's Manta. No. Okay. Ooh, the tangerine. That's an exciting color. So we got 3 over, 3 down. How do I want to do this? Let's do it this way. Let's go with delete here. And home end at the top. Is that how I want to roll? Yeah, no, I get it. I am sort of like the I've had some keyboards like that. I'm kind of excited by the. I'll decide this in a second. I'll distract myself with getting the other ones put in. Because I could get rid of. I'm gonna do that. That's what I'm gonna do. Put you here. Get rid of both of you. Let's do. No, not that. You go there. You go there. Okay. Then we're gonna go page up, page down. I like it. I like it. And then we're gonna go lower, upper, and mute. Look at that. Just that. Yeah. Well, I'm currently on a buying freeze, mostly, because of bad financial decisions that I've been making, which aren't bad, but you know, it's fine. So here's the question. This is the board as I have it right now. Let's put it back in our knob so you get the whole vision. All right, here's the board as it is right now. Should we use any of the white accents? I'm inclined to say no, but willing to hear other thoughts. $8,000, huh? That might actually be me. But then again, I don't buy Mantas. Like everything I have, I think the most actually, the one I'm building today may technically be the most expensive board I have now. But I only paid like less. I did not pay retail for it, but the retail is $350. Which is a lot for me, but I didn't actually spend that. So, first of all, let's go ahead and do a quick sound test on this. See where we're at. This is the Epomaker Galaxy 100 Lite with HMX2 switches and the Ghost Judge Salon keycaps. They're double shot PBT. What do y'all think? Well, we're thinking about, oh, still, and also, what do we think about that? Let's set these here, pull this over. Do we want any of the white accents on here? I kind of like the dark, but, you know, that's just me. Oh no, it's not dark anymore. We'll fix that. So, yeah. Go back to window capture, and here we're going to need to load. All right, so here's the initial setup, which insert is the worst key ever, and I will fight you on that. Not actually, but you get the idea. Yeah. That is all the changes that I made on this layer. So you've got 4 layers. I assume that this is going to be, oh no, layer 1. So layer 2 is actually your function layer on this one, as opposed to making it layer 1, which we could do. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but we're going to set some media. I only set it this way because I will, even though I have dedicated buttons, which actually I now realize are stupid, and I'm going to change them because I have volume control right here. That's previous, that's next, not volume up and down. I will sometimes go for this because I'm used to it. That's stop, that's play, that's mute. Okay. So we've got those. Let's go back to layer 0. We're going to make that previous. We're going to make that next. We're going to make that play pause. Got it. All right. So we will do that. And then we've got our volume down, volume up, and mute. The cappy. See, the cappy is another one that I would love. Not because I like the board so much as I like the little capybara graphic on it. It's just so cute. But the keyboard to me is not necessarily my cup of tea. Sort of like the Cebus. I like the Cebus. It's the exact opposite of the Cebus. I like the Cebus design, and I disliked the graphic, although the new one with the elephant head is better, in my opinion. All right, let's go ahead and change some lighting. What lighting? Yay, gradient up and down. All right, so all right, what do y'all think? Should we put any of the white accents on it. Well, kind of off-white accents on it. We can do escape, enter. I'm not going to do spacebar. We can do escape and the enters. Nah. No. I think not. I think we're good. I think this is a solid looking build. Solid sounding build. I think this is, I think this looks good. I think it's a much cleaner look than the gradient that I had on it, that comes on it. Although those keys, especially if you like gradients, they're fine. They're 1.6 millimeter die sub, except for the legends seem to be all wonkified to me. As opposed to this, which is clean, even though you do have your little extra space in your shift T's. But other than that, yeah, I think we'll keep that. Now, for the big boy of the day, what is on here? Weird. What did I dust? I got dust everywhere. Oh, I did. I dusted that shelf when I put keyboards on it. Right. All right, so this is the... It's unscrewed right now because all the screws are right here. This is the NotForSam S80v2 Graphic Edition. Graphic Edition, so named because of the giant screen on it, which is this guy right here, which we will play with and see what it can do. Ideally, I would like for this to display Teams messages. You're on a laptop, you don't feel like figuring out your desktop issues right now. It is a giant wedge shape keyboard. It does not have a daughter board. Ignore that. I'm going to clean those up. Let's see. Can we get that? No. I'll have to get cloth or something. And then you have the brass weight on the bottom. Bumper feet, which is nice. I didn't measure the front lip on that one. But we will deal with that after. It comes with some internal pour-on foam to go with the giant brass weight, which is a peek-through weight. Foam does not go behind the screen area necessarily. This little daughter board that runs the screen plugs into here. It is top mount only. Old school, baby. So we will need to disconnect this. Actually, first things first. Stabilizers, because I need to lube them. I I think it's like 2022 is when this board was released. I looked it up. Someone brought it to the last keyboard meetup, and they wanted it to go to a good home, and I was happy enough to be that home. So. Set of stabilizers here. Let's make sure. And we're gonna go 7U. So let me grab a 7U wire. The Paigu stabs do not natively come with 7U. You can get the stupid stabs, which are the same things that do, but they only come in. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, you know, I've been thinking about that. I think I'm going to do arrows here. And then maybe page up, page down here. Luckily, I'm going to go with black wire. That's cool. What was I saying? Oh, luckily the Levian Rose has excellent kitting. So that shouldn't be an issue. Where did I put that? I'll just use this then. Even though I'm running really low on this jar, I have another jar somewhere, just gotta find it. But I should be able to use this for this. I suck. Okay, come back. Where'd you go? Should just take my glasses off. Alright, and now I gotta redo this because I got whatever schmutz was on the floor on it. Maybe I will need to find that other jar. I think I lubed the rest of these already. I was going to use them on a different project, and then I ended up not. Let's just take a quick look. Nope, I did not. Alright, so I'm probably going to need that other pot. I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And spacebar. You guys will not be needed. Okay. You stay there. No, you're not in there. There's my jar. There we go. That's got a bunch. Perfect. Just very interesting that you don't normally see like a full IPS screen on a keyboard. So I'm wondering what it's going to be able to do. I think that the 4-button cross nav cluster, also super interesting. I'll have more options at the top than I do at the bottom. Because of how kitting works. And how keyboards are laid out. Okay, that's 2. See, I'm wondering that. I'm wondering if I can use it as a display. Because this would be great for work if I could put Teams on it. Get my Teams notifications directly on my keyboard. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Or even at home on Discord. That would be fun. That's technically 2. What you got there? Yeah, right. I love this. That's one of the keyboards that kind of got me interested in looking at NotForSam. He has a, or they. I want to make him a person. And I'll show you all what we're looking at. The RM8. The S46 is nice. I just saw somebody who had one of those on a stream the other day. And then there was one other one I thought. Was it the S68? Apparently, if you got 2 blockers, at one point you could get it for $129. That would be crazy. Yeah, it's just like, well, is it? Does it do the same thing? I don't, did it flip? It does flip. I don't think I noticed that. Yeah, look at that. Same thing. It actually is closer to the, what do you call it? The DR70F in how it handles it with the ribbon cables. Because that is exactly how the ribbon cable situation is on the DR70F. Which, to be honest, as much as I love pogo connectors, the pogo connecting on the flip is kind of jank. The ribbon cables are easier than those pogos, because the pogos are harder to get lined up because of how they're fixed to the top. Like most pogo connectors that you're using on keyboards are, here's 3, working on the last one. Most pogo connectors that you're dealing with are kind of more free moving. Yep. Let's get this out of the way again. Da, da, da. This is why I need my AI working soon. They have wiggle room, so and bring you back up to the front for all my YouTube fans, which I occasionally get chatters over on YouTube, which are nice. So shout out if you're looking on YouTube. Yeah, because I flipped the DR70F the other day, so, and as well as the flip. So I kind of reminded myself of how much of a struggle, which actually the flip wasn't that bad this time. I managed to get it pretty quickly. I think I had to adjust it once. But I remember one other time where I was doing it, and oh my god, I would either get the left half of the numpad or the right half of the numpad, or no numpad, but never all of it at once. And that's the last one, so let's go ahead and wrap this up, get you guys out of the way. Thank you for your service, cam keys, novel keys. You're dead to me. You guys are unused. Box. Close the box. Back in the box. Do that later. Put you out of the way. Put you out of the way. And here are our stabs. Woot woot. You out of the way. You'll notice this has an FR4 plate. Actually, when I just leave you there and take you off. Ready to remove that. I put in 2 of the, Put in 2 of these just to hold the plate into place while I was working on it. Because if I remember right, that screen just kind of floats. It is essentially pressure fit. Like, there's nothing really locking this into place. So, except this. And there's supposed to be some foam here or here, which doesn't appear to be there, which is fine because it didn't seem to shift at all. Set that on that foam. And then take out these 4 switches that I was using to keep that in place. And then you can see the FR4 plate. FR4, our plate foam, and then the PCB. So here is the PCB. I mean, all the chairs I've gotten have been great to start and then quickly turned bad. So I'm a poor judge. Yeah, nice black. We can see on the back that we have our 6.25 versus 7U bottom row. We're going to go 7U. Step caps. No split here, but you can split the right shift. Full ISO support. Plus, I don't know. Some of this confuses me. What is that for? Oh, I know. Because if you do ISO, then you get another key back here. Never mind. Okay. So you move your... Yeah. Okay. 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 I'm not doing it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright. So let's put in our stabs. Now, when I got this board, it did have stabilizers in it. They weren't Pygoo stabilizers, so I pulled them out. But also, very interestingly, it was configured for ISO. That's why I knew it definitely had ISO support. All right, let's get some pens. I should have some in here. I picked up these Milky Yellows at auction for $1. Whole pack of Milky Yellows for $1. It's awesome. I say I, when really it was my girlfriend. All her. Because she's the best. Now the internet knows. Got it. Yeah, I mean, it's like riding a bike. Which I say having not ridden a bike in like a long time. So I wonder if I can still ride a bike. I guess. I guess I can, because it's a thing. So I was able to get these black Paigu, but all the other spare Paigus that I have left over from other boards are all brown. So the next board I make is going to be mix and match. And who knows, that board might be this one, since they're all extras anyway. Except for the 0, obviously. Okay. I know it seems like I'm harping on that, but I just find it funny. I mean, he has a lot of stabilizers. So I think there was, what, 4 sets of stabilizers in that video, in that board that he stole? Or that box that he stole, rather. Okay. Bastard. Okay, so that should fit down nicely. Push that up, push you up. Make sure the plate foam is all good. For those of you who don't know the story, obviously it was a porch thief who stole my box of stabilizers. So, how about that? How about that for a key for a switch container? Nice little thing. I've got it color matched to my switches. Okay. Do my corners first. That helps lock the foam and the plate into place. You invert this. Looks like you do not invert this though. This one goes to the side like so. That is to allow for the ISO. This one goes the opposite direction, and your ISO would be here, and it's vertical with a side facing one here that becomes your backslash. You do not invert if you're doing step caps. So, and I'll see you in a little bit, Beast Mode. Enjoy your dinner. So on this side, you're not going to invert. You only invert if you're going the other way. So kind of. And that's pretty standard, except for this is usually also inverted on a 7U, at least in my experience. So recent budget keyboards that do 7U. Okay, don't want to force it. All right. And again, these are HMX Cosmic Purple switches. Which are right up there with the Chew and the Lunar Stone. These came out roughly around the same time as the Lunar Stone. They have some similar profiles. Cosmic Purple. HMX, Cosmic Purple. Available on Unikeys. See my beacons, beacons.ai/theadept, for my affiliate links. If you're gonna buy switches from Unikeys, I get a kickback. Help me keep me in the lifestyle to which I've become accustomed, please. So there are relief cuts in the FR4 plate, but not in the PCB. Which makes me wonder if there's a different PCB. I mean, I know that there's a solder PCB, and I wonder if it has flex cuts. Also, if you're going to be buying the Epomaker keyboard, same thing. Beacons.ai/theadept for my affiliate link. Again, they didn't send me this board. I bought it, but I bought it because I hated the Dry Studio Ice Ring 63 so much that I returned it. Because I had some Amazon gift cards. Because, again, I am under a buying freeze. Gift cards don't count. So I'm doing it while it's out of the case because the desk mat will support it. Try to make sure that we don't pop any sockets. Because that's the kind of pop and lock we don't need. See, I thought about using some different switches in here because I'm going to be putting red on here. So it's going to be blackboard with purple switches and red keycaps, but I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine, the adapt. You just do it. You know you want these switches in here, and I do. So like I said, Levy and Rose, such a good set. If you ever have, it comes in a slipcase, which is then itself a slipcase for the keycaps, which are then awesome looking. So, that being said, this time I will be using some accents. Not many. Gonna be using the arrows this time. I'm using the inner key. Left and right arrows here. And you'll see why once we get into it. And I think, oh, and escape. There we go. Okay. That is all that's in my bottom shelf that I'm going to be using. Okay. Hey! How's it going, man? I say man, I don't know genders. I'm not assuming gender. That is merely my greeting. I do it to everyone, be they male, female, or other. Because that's your business. How are you doing today? Oh, clean it. Yeah, I redid the shelf behind me. I wanted to put some keyboards behind me, and get a chance to clean off that shelf because it got pretty dusty. That's good. Right now we're building the NotForSam S80v2 Graphic. Graphic so named because that is a giant IPS screen right there. And I am excited to see what it can do and know that probably I will end up being disappointed. But for now, it can do everything. Because I don't know what it can do. It's like Schrodinger's screen. I don't know. Like, I always wondered that. Like, who is Sam? And why is it NotForSam? What did Sam do to piss them off so much that they needed to name their business NotForSam? Maybe it's NotForSam because Sam is making it, and he's making it for everyone else and not himself. So it's NotForSam, it's for all of us. Alright. I may need you again if I don't find what I'm looking for. But I think I'm gonna. Let's see here. End. Maybe I won't. Not right. You are right. Here you are. Maybe you are right. You are not. I guess I could put home and page up at top and put end at the bottom. I think that's what I'm going to end up having to do. Right? Well, we were just looking at that other old school Mac looking FRL 1800 that they have on their website that looks freaking awesome. All right, remember when I said I might have to go back to that last tab? We have to go back to this last tab. Grab our page up. So it kind of goes home, page up, page down, end. That looks good. All right. Oh, put you back since you're here. This, excuse me. As a matter of fact, this box was so good, I felt it necessary to, when I first got it, to do a video just on the unboxing of these keycaps because they are so nice looking. Okay. So now we need to go take this carefully, and then this needs to thread through again carefully. This needs to go in, this needs to go in. And then let's get lower corners. Not getting it. Hold on. Yep, there we go. That's what I needed. Look at that corner then. Since we're here, which means I'm going to do the opposite corner. No, go in. Go in straight. That. Come on. All right, good. All right, so the rest of my screws are over here. This will just be the second keyboard that I generally am going to be, well, that I have to run in top mount, with the other one being the Mali. Again, an older board. More. And of course, I'm going full foam on this, which is 2 layers of pour-on foam, which I'm going to see if I can actually get to line up real quick. And line up this way as well. On top of the big brass weight that it's got, which is nice. This should drop on. And then we're going to put back on our 8 screws. Again, do our corners first, opposite corners. Helps center everything. No, don't lose anything. I do not have any replacements. Okay. Now let's see what the... Take a look at the final result. Wipe the screen since I got some schmutz on it. I'll need to do a little bit better than that later on. You can't really see it, so it doesn't really matter. Even though if I know it's there. Put you out of the way. I'll need a mouse. TURZX.com. Can't imagine this is going to go badly at all. Uh-oh. So the keyboard itself doesn't work. That's not good. Maybe it's the cable. Or we'll try a different cable on it. It was the cable. I've had some problems with that cable. I really just need to replace it. I think it just doesn't carry enough current. No, actually, maybe we should do a sound test real quick. Turing Smart Screen official website. That's interesting. And it is in Chinese. What size screen is this? Let's show you what I'm looking at. We'll do a sound test after. Three and a half. There we go. So we want this. English version. Is it going to do something? Let's see. Nope. version I'm doing wrong. Hey, ignore that. The best 100% keyboard, in my opinion. Ooh, that's rough. Are you asking if there for like a 100% that's available now and there's no budget concerns? Because that is there's a lot of questions here. Because if budget is of no concern, at 100%, it depends on what you're looking for. I think that there is a new 100% that's coming out that's supposed to be really nice. I'm trying to think of what it was called. I have the QK101, which I really like. It's a 100%, but it is missing 3 keys, which it gives up for a screen and a little dot matrix E screen thingy. And I love it. It's just to be clear. Let's go back. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit so that we extend it this way. Let's do that. Okay. Nope, there is not. So we'll go back into it. It should be done here. Yeah, it is. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Okay, 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 okay. Do it that way. Okay, there we go. Now I also, in the question of 100%, I just got this and I just built it, so I haven't really had a chance to take a look at it too much. but this is the one we built today. This is the Galaxy 100 Lite. So I put some different switches, some different keycaps on it. Sounds a little bit different hovering in the air than when it's on my desk, but you get the idea. That's a pretty nice keyboard so far. But let's do a sound test on this. I'm going to go ahead and pause the music. And this is the NotForSam S80v2 Graphic with HMX Cosmic Purples and Levian Rose full foam that came with it, which is plate foam, as well as 2 layers of pour-on case foam. All right. I like it. I mean, I think that is pretty awesome. Let's get back to messing around with the screen a little. Let me bring this up so y'all can see what I'm looking at. How do I want to do this? We'll make 2 new sources. Window capture, add source, add a new source, window capture 1, add source. Done. We're going to add a second source. Move that over here. See what we can do with it. All right. Oh. Okay, well, never mind. We're not going to do that right now. But let's take a look at some of the other things that it can look like. You got your simple. You got your purple. Which, if I can... I don't need to see what I can edit on here. Ooh, magic blue. Oh man, look at that though. I don't necessarily want ROG shit on here, but we'll take it for now because I like it better. I mean, it's got the little Ryzen logo. Deep space. Not great. That is dumb. I think everything else in here is... Oh no, here's a horizontal, but that's MSI. I would have that if it were in a all NZXT shit. Luffy. Spider-Man. Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Sure, why not? Interesting. Okay. Any other Gundam gradient? Not that great, but obviously it looks better in person. Blank for image. It's interesting, but probably not. I mean, it's... And it changed my thing back. Punks. How about that? Get a little Judy action going. That's not too bad, but can't really see it. Have to change the color. Guessing that's probably going to be our best bet for now. What do y'all think? I mean, the screen is clear. I actually think that ironically, that the new screen from the RT85, probably the most impressive screen that I've seen on a keyboard so far. If screens are your thing, which they are mine, then that might be of interest to you. But and I think that it's missing some data. Let's see if that updates now. Okay, so now we have our data here. That's good. Our RAM status has always been there. Our CPU, our GPU is good. Except for I think the naming needs to all be updated because I think it resets it each time I change it. Alright, so we're actually going to exit out of here. I'm going to try it without the foam. For those of you who missed it, this is what we're dealing with right now. So, if we pull out, hey, welcome from Melbourne, Australia. Oh, I said Australian. Anyway, yes, this is the NotForSam S80v2 Graphic. So they made the S80, and then they came out, I think, a year later with this version, the V2, that, and then some of those editions had this screen, this giant IPS screen on it. But this is an older board. This board is from, well, I say older, I mean like 2022, which in keyboard years is old, but in like real years, it's not that bad. I mean, especially if you think about all of the things that have happened in the last 3 years in the keyboard industry. Okay. So this should just lift up because it's top mount, and then we can just pull out this foam, set it to the side, dust off. That's my fault. Then we should just be able to drop it back down. Now we're on. I will likely keep it like this. I don't think it needs that extra foam. Trying to do this without touching the screen. Yeah, I was at a keyboard meetup. I'm based out of Denver, Colorado, and we have a very great, awesome community, and we meet fairly often. We have a meetup here in Denver every other month, and Pete Johansson of ZMK fame is up in the Boulder area and is starting an alternating meetup up in Boulder, Colorado, on the alternating months from when we have one in Denver, and so that is very exciting for me because that just means that I get to see more of my keyboard peeps because they're all awesome. If any of y'all are around, y'all are awesome. If y'all watch it later, you're still awesome. I mean, it depends. I think there should be some pretty... I would think that there would be more in Melbourne. Sorry if I'm saying that in a way that is incongruent with how you enjoy it. So, good to know is that this screen, which I kind of thought was going to be the case, is going to reset whenever it gets unplugged. There's no memory on it. It is straight up pulling from the PC. Which means we need to come in here. But as long as it gets power, it's going to do its thing. Now I could just do this. Now I wonder, let's do the test. I'm guessing the message on my screen that you cannot see actually tells me that you cannot load GIFs. Or not. Let's see what it does. Loads a GIF as a static image. But it does mean if we go character art, not going to take that. All right. Let's go with that. that's fun. Just to kind of show off how good the image looks, at least to me. Let's see if I, no, angling it up does worse. Can't get you to focus. Anyway, the image is great. As one would expect from an IPS screen. But it is not going to do what I want it to do, which is to display teams. At least not yet. I might have to do a little fiddling with it. But and I'll need to find an image that is more red. This is more blue. But yeah, all right. Set you to the side. And oh, I was going to do another sound test. So this is without the case foam, but still has the plate foam with HMX Cosmic Purple and Swag Keys La Vie en Rose keycaps. I like that spacebar. But let's think about this for a second. Those are cosmic purples. What if we went with mirrors? So these are HMX mirror switches. So these are the cosmic purples. These are the mirror switches. They don't bring it up too much. No. I mean, I might... Yeah. Try it in the spacebar. Okay. Actually, that might be better. What do y'all think? I kind of like it better. We're going to do the Heya test, which is to say I'm going to replace the letters in the word Heya, the spacebar, the enter, and the shift. And I'm just going to type the word Heya for a little bit. Because, you know, it's just one of those things that I say, Heya. Not to be confused with Hey Ya, which is a song. I don't know. I mean, every keyboard has its own sound. So what I try to do is try to find the sound that a keyboard has that when I type on it, it makes me want to type on it more. Because that is the sound, that is the sign of a good keyboard. If you sit down at it and you start typing and you're like, I just want to write a dissertation now, then you're doing it right. And the Cosmic Purples are pretty good. The question is can it be better? Because we could go non-HMX. And pop in see, I think this is going to go in the wrong direction. These are Tropical Waters by Keeb Hut. I don't know who actually makes the switches. For all I know, these could also be HMX. Key elements that make a good keyboard. Again, when you're using it, it makes you want to use it more, basically. So you are how many of these did I go through? Anyway. When you're typing on a keyboard, it's got to feel good when you're typing. So you're just doing something. Different people have different requirements. Everything is preference. So I like a keyboard that has more give. Like this is a very, like there is no give here. This is a very stiff keyboard. It's top mount. There's no flex cuts. It's got an FR4 plate. So this is not usually the kind of keyboard that I would go for because of those things. I like a plastic plate. I like flex cuts, even though I tend to put foam in my keyboards. Not sponsored by Coke Zero, but I would take some of that sweet, sweet Coca-Cola money if they chose to give it to me. It's got to be inviting. I tend to go for darker colorways. So hence the red. I did use some of the accents, but that's because this doesn't go from red to pink. It just goes from kind of a red off-white. So that's one of the reasons why I really love the La Vie en Rose set, is that it's beautiful and I can use red without having to have pink, because I'm not a big fan of pink. Maybe that's gingerous of me, but it's just my opinion. What else can we try in here? Something loud. I think it wants to be louder. Give me one moment. I will be right back. I'm not even gonna close that out. I am just gonna be right back. Okay. All right, let's explore this a little bit. So we have some switches. Let's see. We're going to put the mirrors off to the side for the moment. I know there's some mirrors in there. That's fine. We can go... These are a B-Sun switch. And these would be nice if they worked, because they also matched kind of the keycaps. Kinda, yeah. No. See, these switches, and I think maybe I just need to wash them out and re-lube them. But they have kind of a sound to them that's unpleasing to me. Because I say unpleasing to me because, and it's ironic because of the next switch I'm going to try in here, which are Cherry MX2A Silver, because they have a little bit too much scratch, which, I mean, that's kind of what I'm expecting out of this anyway. This being Cherry MX2A. I mean, this is all scratch. It's a very old school sound, but not what I'm looking for. And then last, something that I think could really work on here. If we want to go for the deep, these are the, what are they? Key Geek Y3s. Ooh. I mean, it's a little bit louder, a little bit deeper. Not bad. Let's give it a shot. This might be our way to go. Which is fine because there's no RGB here. You don't want to use Y3 switches on keyboards with RGB because the black housing, even though I haven't tried the Y2s. I heard Lewis's YouTube video, and the Y2s do sound a little bit deeper, but I didn't necessarily like the sound as much. Like, there's a point, and this is a thing for me. I have gotten keyboards to go too deep. At a certain point, when you get too deep into the sound, you start to introduce other sounds, like things that you didn't want. Everybody in, everybody in. Yeah, it's really funny when I see like some of these videos where they're like looking for the deepest sound. Man, you really can get pretty deep with the ceramics. There, it's a resonance. There, it builds a resonance. When you have something that's too deep. It's hard for me to describe, except for to say that it's basically some sounds that would not be present in the by the way, we're going to go with the Y3s. I'm just going to swap these out, and we'll do a sound test and see where we're at. But there are some sounds that get masked at higher pitches. So when you start removing those pitches, they start to become clearer, essentially. So there is a point where deep becomes too deep, and that's just when you back off. I mean, it's easy to back off if you need, because you just take away a piece of foam or do something like that. Change out your switches, go for some brighter keycaps. Which is funny because these are actually, I want to say, Olivia and Rose ABS. But, if you want deep sounds, on the cheap, go Dye-Sub. Dye-Sub PBT is going to get you most of the way there, and you won't have ceramic tinging on your spacebar, which you will get with ceramic keycaps. That is my big problem with ceramic keycaps, is the spacebar. And I'm like, but the spacebar is where it's at. And also, like, the deep sound that it has isn't necessarily like inviting to me, if that makes sense. Like I was saying earlier, making me want to type more. Oh, look at you. You're not a Y3. You're an oil king. Get out of here. I could wax poetic on switches for hours. So when you're doing a top mount with the PCB, you have to do this basically line by line, so that the PCB doesn't become disattached from the plate. If that makes sense. So you Very interesting sound. I am still alive. Yeah. I'm replacing the Cosmic Purples with some Y3s now. And then I'm gonna see if I like it better. The screen, while showing a gigantic image, which is nice, as of yet will not allow me to show Team/Discord/ something else on here. I suspect that there is a way to maybe code it, but that might require a better coder man than Chris. Yeah, we were just talking about switches and about finding the right switches for the right boards. And of course, everything is preference, so it's the right switches on the right board for you, which can always be tricky. Catching. Maybe I should have taken this out to do this. Oh no, please burst my bubble. My bubble is in need of bursting. Very interesting. What are y'all thinking so far? I mean, it's deep. These keys, because I already replaced them. Yeah, I mean, I was saying that earlier. FR4 is not my favorite. I mean, it's also not my least favorite, which would be steel and then alu. Yeah, maybe. I might have to put at least one of those pieces of foam back in it. No, I mean, it's not really hollow. I've certainly heard more hollow. Might be something else. We'll get the rest of the board put together and we'll see where we're at. Spacebar might be hollow. I would say no. Oh yeah, I already replaced the inner. Yeah, I know I'm not getting really hollowness out of it. Which is good. What place are you getting? Or what place are you thinking about getting? By the way, my Manta Ray Pro wireless keyboard project has not moved forward since my debacle of putting in the stuff wrong. Getting an alu plate for the Mons Geek M2. That's interesting. You know what I would do for the Mons Geek M2, just for funsies, would be carbon fiber. Oh, right, already placed that. And the spacebar. Wow, Alex is doing another stream today. Well, I'm guessing the alu would be cheaper, right? Isn't carbon fiber just generally more expensive? I'll I'll have to check to see if I can get other plates for this. Because I would like to get something else. Maybe palm. Maybe brass. Brass would be nice. I have a brass and a copper. I have a brass plate for the Neo 65 that I don't use. Which, there's a thought. If I, so I'm getting the drop-in kit for the, Neo 65 to convert it to Hall effect, and I'm wondering if I can then use my brass plate with that. I'm guessing no, but it would be nice. Well, I say it would be nice. I don't know that for certain. Brass can do some weird things, and I did have a brass... No. Yeah, I did have a brass plate for the Venom board, and it doesn't sound great. Last row, everybody. Thanks for sticking with me. I mean, I'm sure it will. I mean, it's... I feel as if I am enthusiastic about it, but I also feel like I've been waiting for it for so long, anticipating when they would release the drop-in kit for the Neo 65, that just like this screen, I will inevitably be somewhat disappointed with it. Because it's not going to be what I've built up in my mind, and therefore I will be like, oh, okay. I mean, again, I think it'll be fine, but come more non-Y3s. All right, so here, put that lid back on there. We're gonna plug this thing in. Again, this resets because there's no onboard memory apparently. Yeah, and I mean, it's very easy for them. Let's give it a different image. There we go. That's awesome. Let's do that. Okay. So you can kind of see it. And let's do a sound test. Pause the music. And then bring this up. So this is Key Geek Y3s with Levian Rose, plate foam only. Yeah, you can put some information on it. I'm still exploring what I can do with it. And let's do a quick sound test. Get out of here. Okay. All right. That is that. Maybe I need to take out the plate film. I don't know. I might experiment with that later. And then, as far as the screen goes, what we can do. Let's see. Thanks. I think it does sound nice. It probably can have a little bit better stuff, but let's see here. Okay. Hold on. There we go. Some useful information on it. Hey, thanks for the gift. Yeah. Bye. I usually stream at 3 p.m. Mountain on Sundays. That's Mountain Time US. Yeah, if you are able to, it'd be great to see you again. Have a great night. And actually, I think that is going to be where we are going to wrap this up. So let me, although I know who we've got waiting in the wings over there. So I'm gonna see about rating someone, and I know who it is that we're probably gonna end up rating, but I'm gonna check and see if like the Manic Geek is available too, because he, I don't know, we'll just do it. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, thanks for joining me. I really appreciate everything y'all do, and every time y'all are here, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Next time we're going to be doing a couple of things. I think we're going to do a numpad and probably some Red Dragon stuff. Maybe the Athena, but almost certainly Red Dragon stuff, I think. And here we go. Joining Alex's channel. So, yeah, thanks for joining me. It was awesome. I really appreciate everything that y'all do, guys, gals, persons. Later.
No, the fragment is not ran yet. It will be ran on the sometime in November. Yes, HX40 will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow. I just need to edit the photos for it. The video is already uploaded. You can upload it. But hi, that's how you doing? Yeah, there's some good boards right now, man. I'm telling you, there are good ass boards right now. Fragment is the one that allows resin customization. This has resin. It's high end resin. But if you watch your stream was done earlier today, and it's already technically on YouTube, the full one, one is not yet taken down. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Honestly, I can't complain. It's been a good. I think overall today was a. It was a productive. Got a bunch of stuff I needed to get done. You know, still